Although some companies may be leery of someone dissecting their business, agency consultant Al Diamond of Agency Consulting Group says a consultant's intentions are to help fix your problems, not criticize them. In this interview with Insurance Journal, Diamond talks about the kinds of things you should look for when hiring a consultant.
The greatest misconception is that an agency consultant is going to come into the agency and criticize me for all those bad things that I do. That's much like saying I won't go to a doctor because the doctor will find something wrong with me. Well, isn't that what he's supposed to do? And if the doctor finds something wrong with you, he doesn't criticize you for it, he helps you fix it. That's what insurance consultants are meant to do. And those of us who have been in the business for a while and have that exposure to an awful lot of agents can help pretty much any agent, whether they're suffering right now or especially if they're doing well right now, to help them transition into the next generation of their own agency, to move forward, or to fix the problems they have now. There's no threat involved with an agency consultant. The agency consultant will come in and the professionals in the industry will do so in a totally non-threatening atmosphere. Talking to you, talking to your employees, finding out all of the good things and the weaknesses within your agency, and then helping you construct a plan that will allow you to motivate the agency in the direction that you want. And there's an important part of this. Every agency in the country is different. Every single one is different. That's what keeps me in the business for as long as I've been in. I can go to $1 million agency in Idaho and one in New York, and the clients are the same and the products are the same. The difference is in the people who are in the agency. Because the owners are different, they all have different motivations and different goals. The purpose of a consultant is not to create an agency in the form that the consultant would want. Best practices are wonderful, but if the owner of the agency doesn't desire to be that kind of agent, the consultant's responsibility is to help build the agency toward what the owner would like to see, but do it in as most efficient a way as possible. If you have someone who comes to you in the last stages of terminal cancer, there is very little you can do except offer a priest. If we have agencies that are already functionally bankrupt, we may be able to help them establish themselves well enough to get some gain from their asset through a merger, but it isn't necessarily going to resurrect an agency who's too far gone. But most agents know when their agencies are that far gone. They call us hopefully a year or 2 years in advance of that, and we can help them. Any agency who wants to improve his lot in life and his agency operations, if they're willing to put between 6 months and 2 years into a rehabilitation plan, almost every agency can be saved.
What's the ideal time for an agency to hire a consultant, do you think?
Today is the ideal time, because if you find a good consultant, and that, by the way, is a whole different art. We're not going to be a consultant for every agent. Consulting is like working with a doctor or with a stockbroker. You have to have good chemistry. All doctors know their medicine fairly well, but if you don't like each other, don't deal with each other.
So how do agents choose one? Do they go around interviewing everybody? Or?
I would. I would invite a consultant in for a day and teach the consultant about the agency, pay for that day, and within the course of one day, you will know whether that consultant can help you or not. They will help you during the course of that day, but you may not find a fit and you may not invite him back. If you find that this is the answer to your problems, someone who can give you all the solutions, then that day would be a necessity anyway, because any consultant worth his salt will not offer you recommendations without going in and learning about your agency. They have to know your agency. We get called many times because of a symptom. Something is wrong, the agent says, I don't have the wherewithal to fix this, come and fix this problem. A producer problem, an employee problem, a retention problem, an automation problem. Well, we often go in and find that that may be a symptom of a different problem. And what we do is we certainly address the issue at hand. That's what we're being hired to do. But we will always offer recommendations on other things that can be done to improve the overall structure of the agency, or the hidden problem that the symptom was just the tip of the iceberg. Most of us are paid on a per diem or hourly basis, unless we have specific products and services. We have some products, all consultants do, that are on a product basis. If you want a valuation, for instance, it's a fixed price. Based on the size and complexity of your agency, we charge one fee, that's it, beginning to end. If you say come in and diagnose the agency, we're going to charge you for the time that we use on a per diem basis for time on site, and provide you, before we leave, all of our recommendations, and then follow it up with a written report and give you all of the supplemental help you want at no additional cost as part of the implementation phase of your recommendations.